This was a humbling moment that reminds us that none of us is safe until we all are.
When Kofi Annan passed away, leaving behind a world in shock, the person chosen to lead his foundation was Elhadj As Sy, an international aid expert who calls himself simply a servant to humanity. I spoke to him about the pandemic, including his own illness. My heart sank when I saw the tweet showing that you too had become infected. What happened and how does that illness impact you today?
Maybe I let my guard down because I could not resist not hugging a child. Maybe I let my guard down because when people knock on my door, even in the middle of pandemic, I could not turn them away. The place where you live is a major determinant of your health.
How does this story play out in Dakar, Senegal, where you are, which is of course part of the global south?
I live in a place where 70% of the population is younger than 35 years, very young. So I belong to the age group that makes only 2% of the population, which we consider to be the risk group. The fact that all those elements and the fact that people live outdoors because of climate, the pandemic has not been so severe. Thanks God so, because the weakness of the health system will not be up to par with the impact of this pandemic that we are seeing. Until the pandemic is fought in the last village, in the most remote part of this globe, we could not consider ourselves to be safe.
Do you worry that the world is becoming normalized, not only to the current pandemic, but to the threat of a next pandemic?
There will be another threat, for sure. But that other threat does not have to become a pandemic. It does not have to become a catastrophic event. The world is really crying for normalcy. And the world is also looking for an exit strategy. Normalcy means living with this pandemic in a positive way by responding positively and preparing for the next one, taking advantage of the science and the knowledge and the accumulated experience that we have so far. But all that boils down again, James, to leadership at all levels, at the level of the community, at the level of the nation, and internationally. And that leadership should be fueled by values, the values to care about people. And that's the reason why we also call for active citizenship, to hold leaders accountable to promises that they make. And again, we all have to be humble, and that humility should drive us to act early and then to respond early.
How can we all be humanitarians even if we don't have that job title?
James, there is only one humanity we all share. We all can care. We can lend an ear to listen. We can give a shoulder to lean on. We can share time. And if we do so in our own way, we will be joining the community of carers and therefore become humanitarian. We don't need the title. We need the values. And we all can contribute to the one thing we all belong to, which is our common humanity.
From the Well is a new series with global leaders, brought to you by the China Current and Tsinghua Vanke School of Public Health.